What's up, Bulldogs? All right, what we're gonna talk about today is ways to deal with emotions, how people deal with them, and how, as a man, what you can do is you can elevate yourself by dealing with emotions properly. This is something that, again, doesn't get discussed a lot, but it's very, very critical. You need to become emotionally strong. You have to have emotional mastery as a man in order to be that masculine man that is attractive to women, but more importantly, is able to stay cool-headed, is able to stay analytical, is able to get things done and accomplish his mission in life. If you guys are just joining me for the first time, I'm John from Bulldog Mindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, how to get the physique that you want, how to get the girls you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to the Bulldog mindset. If that sounds like something that you are interested in, click the subscribe button, join us on this quest. All right, make sure you click the bell so you get notifications, and do not forget to take the Bulldog quiz. If you haven't already, it's up in the cards here. You can take it after this video, just open it up in a new window. There's a link below as well. That'll give you a score from 0 to 100, tell you if you're a Bulldog or not, and tell you, how to improve that score so you can really be that guy, that top 5% man, as I talk about in a lot of my videos. So, all right, so what are we talking about here? Okay, emotions. All right, so first of all, before we get into like the 3 ways that people deal with emotions, let's talk about why, as a man specifically, you need to master your emotions, okay? The masculine is all about being logical and analytical, okay? The masculine is about not letting your emotions control you. When I talked about before, I have this thing, I talk about the 3 levels of emotional mastery. In fact, there's a video on this. You can click in the cards. There'll be a link below as well for the 3 levels of emotional mastery. It's a different thing, but I talk about the 3rd level, the highest level of emotional mastery that a man can have, which is what I call feel the pain, keep on walking. Okay, this is where basically what you're able to do is you're able to experience all of the emotions that happen to you in life. You're able to let them go, and you're able to not allow them to influence your action. So you're able to take the correct action regardless of emotion, right? When I was a poker player, we'd have this concept of someone going on tilt. I'm sure you've heard about this. This is like when you get a bad beat or something doesn't go your way and you get emotional and you start playing wrong. Okay, this is the opposite of emotional mastery. To become a good poker player, you have to have good emotional mastery. You have to not be rattled, not let things mess you up or upset you, because you need to make the rational, logical, mathematical, correct actions every time, regardless of how you feel. Whether you want to get this guy back, whether you feel greedy because you want to get this big pot, okay, or you're scared, right? You have to be able to block all that, okay, and not allow that to cross the barrier of your action. You can compartmentalize it, you can feel those emotions, it's fine, but you can't let them influence your actions. So that's why emotional mastery is so important. Like I said, there's a video. Check that out. I also have, if you haven't already, check out the Bulldog Mindset membership. There's a link down below for, and also in the cards. For $7, you can get in for the first month, okay? And in that, I have a lesson specifically on emotional mastery. I have lessons on building business, on finance, on all the kinds of stuff that you need to do to master your life as a man, build your masculinity, develop your social skills. Trust me, you're gonna get a lot of value from that. A ton of other stuff in there, a whole community of men, of strong men, teaching and helping each other and supporting each other. If you're looking for that community, definitely check it out. I highly recommend it. Okay, so with that said, let's talk about the 3 ways then that typically people deal with emotions. So the first way is called repression. Okay, repression is probably the most common, right? Most people today repress their emotions, right? So what you'll see is if you repress your emotions, what you're doing is you feel something, but you don't say it. A lot of nice guys do this. They're very repressed. If you're a nice guy, you're probably repressing a lot of your emotions. So what that means is that, let's say that some girl does something that upsets you, okay? Or some guy or so, whatever, it doesn't matter, your boss, okay? Instead of expressing that emotion, or dealing with it, you bury it and you pretend like you're not angry, okay? You pretend like it didn't upset you. You say, oh, no, that's okay, right? For example, I just had a coaching client of mine and some girl texted him and she's like, oh, how about we meet up tomorrow night instead? And he had canceled some plans and he had was waiting for her, he was, ready. And so he basically was like, oh, no, that's okay. It's not a big deal. Yeah, we can just reschedule. Okay. Well, I hope you're doing good or something like that, right? And it's like, no. listen, you're repressing your emotion because he's not happy, okay? He's maybe a little bit angry, he's a little disappointed, right? There's a lot of emotions that are going through here, but they're not being expressed, okay? They're not being dealt with, they are being repressed. So what's gonna happen if you repress your emotions, okay? What will happen is if you repress your emotions, you'll be bottled up inside, and all of a sudden, bam, you explode, okay? You hit the breaking point, okay? And you're eventually gonna snap because it's not good. Plus, it'll also be toxic. Like, you're gonna have a negative attitude, right? You're gonna be dealing with people, and you're not gonna be genuine. You can't be authentic when you hate someone's guts, but you're like smiling and shaking their hand and pretend like you don't hate their guts. Or when you've got like all these repressed feelings about someone, you're holding grudges against people, you know, you're talking shit about people, you're hating people, you're having like your mind space being occupied by these negative emotions, and they are going to control your actions because you're repressing them, and so you're going to act in a passive aggressive way, okay? It's going to be very weak, not going to be very masculine at all, definitely not alpha at all. You're gonna definitely fall into the category of being a nice guy if you repress your emotions. So repressing is no good, okay? So you might think, well, all right, if I'm not repressing my emotions, then I should express them, right, John? I should punch the pillow. This is where the punching the pillow advice comes in, okay? No, okay? I'll just start off by saying no, because when you express your emotions, it's also destructive, right? And that is where our emotions get a control of us, okay, as men, and they influence our actions, right? You can't express your emotions without having them influence your actions. This is the problem here. So if you get angry and you fly off the handle and you're a hothead and you're like, okay, well, when people piss me off, I just tell them. I just yell at them. All right, there's so many guys on the internet, okay? There's gonna be plenty in the comments here that are like that, okay? You're basically an emotional little bitch, all right? Now I say this in the kindest way possible because you don't have the ability to actually process emotions, which we're gonna get to in a second here, but it's not really better than repressing them. In fact, it's probably worse to express your emotions. It's probably better if you bottle it up and just deal with that shit, okay, than if you express them, because expressing them is going to be extremely weak, okay? You see a lot of guys out here yelling, a lot of Antifa, you know, losers with their signs and shit. You're acting like a baby, okay, if you just express your emotions, all right? So when someone says, oh, don't repress your emotions, don't keep them bottled up, go and punch the pillow or take it out on the punching bag or whatever it is, it's still not good, okay? And I'll tell you why it's not good is because when you're doing that and you get into the habit of it, what you're doing is you're letting your emotions control your actions, okay? If someone ticks me off, okay, and that means I gotta go punch a punching bag, I could spend my time better doing something else. I don't need to go and do that. I don't need to have my emotions dictate my actions, because if I start developing that habit and I say, okay, well, when I feel emotionally triggered, okay, then I must do some action. I must share it with people. I must get it off my chest. I must tell you, you're gonna be weak. Again, especially guys, when you're dealing with women, if you're emotional with women, okay, that's expressing, they're going to see you as a woman, okay? They're going to see you as feminine because it's a feminine thing to do, okay? It's not necessarily a bad thing if you are feminine, okay? But if you're trying to be masculine and you're expressing your emotions like that, even though women say, oh, I want you to express your emotions more. No, bullshit. They don't want you, they want you to express their good emotions towards them more. That's what they want. They don't want you to express your emotions, okay? But if you do that, you're going to have a lot of problems with women because they're going to see you as weak. They're going to see you as pathetic. Other men are going to see you as pathetic, all right? And you're not going to be able to perform under pressure. That's one of the reasons why it's so important to not just do that, not to just throw your emotions out there and express them, is because when times get tough, right? Think about like a combat situation. You have to be cold and calculating. You have to make serious choices. That's what it means to be as a man. That's what masculinity is about. It's about being a rock, being firm, being dependable under the worst of circumstances. Okay, that's a true test of masculinity. Okay, the third one, okay, is to process. Experience, we could call it letting go. All right. Now, what this is the proper way to deal with emotions. Okay, because as a man, you're going to have emotions. All right, emotions are a natural reflex. Okay, if something makes me angry, I can't control that. I can't control whether something makes me afraid. Now, I can decondition myself against fear. I can decondition myself against angry situations that make me angry. Okay, I can apply a lot of Stoic principles and mindset so that I'm more balanced and I don't experience those emotions as often. But it's reflexive. I can't directly control these things. So you're going to experience emotion. You can't go into numb mode. That doesn't work. Right? You're not going to experience life. You're not going to be. You want to be third level. But here's the thing. You don't have to hold on to the emotion. You don't have to dwell on it. You don't have to repress it, and you don't have to express it. Instead, what you can do is almost like a third party observing, right? Like I do this all the time. When I used to have a problem with traffic, all right? Some guy would cut me off or whatever it was, or I'd be stuck in traffic, okay? And the line's not moving, and I'm like getting angry. I can feel myself. I'm squeezing my fist. I'm saying crap. I'm slamming on the steering wheel, doing all kinds of stupid shit, okay? And I'm expressing my emotion, or I'm getting angry and I'm holding it in, okay? But what I started doing was I started looking at the situation kind of almost like outside of my body. I started saying, hey, looks like you're experiencing some anger right now. It's almost like can I help you with that? Okay, and when you go through that, when I went through that, I would come to the conclusion that this is silly. I'd actually laugh at myself. Sometimes I'd laugh at myself out loud, okay, in the car. All right, don't pretend like you didn't ever do that or sing. But anyway, I'd laugh at myself. I'm like, this is silly. It's silly. Why? Who am I angry at? Why am I angry? I'm angry because I'm stuck in traffic. I'm angry because some guy cut me off as if he like intentionally did that to ruin my day. Like, and then you just you let it go. It's like the stream is going by and there's emotions, right? But it's flowing through you. That's the best way I can describe this, is that like you've got emotions, okay? they're coming at you. It's like a stream. And what some people do is they repress the emotions. They're like shoving the water, they're like blocking the water. No, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not jealous, okay? Whatever it is, I'm blocking the emotion. I'm not in love, okay? Whatever the emotion is, all right? They're blocking it. That's repressing it, stuffing it down, like get this water out of here, okay? Maybe trying to, all right? And then you've got people who are expressing it, and they're like, psh, waterfall, right? They're diverting the flow, they're shooting the flow back up, or they're amplifying it. They're like, yes, throw the water everywhere, right? Or blasting them right in the face, okay? Okay, that's no good either. Instead, what you want to do is you want to let it flow right through you, okay? Just right through you, come out the other side, okay? It's just coming right through you. So, hey, anger comes. Hey, anger. Okay, I feel anger for a little bit. All right, I acknowledge it. It's cool. I'm not judging myself. I'm angry, okay? That's right. I don't need to express it. I don't need to tell anyone else. I don't need to wear it on my face, okay? I don't need to repress it and pretend like I'm not angry. I'm experiencing some anger right now. And it comes out and it's gone. It's done, okay? Because I'm never letting the emotions hijack my brain. Instead, I'm taking that third party viewpoint, I'm taking an analytical viewpoint, and I'm saying, okay, this emotion is happening right now, okay? It's a biological thing. It's happening from my hindbrain, a lot of these emotions like fear and anger, okay? And so I'm letting it come in. I'm letting it have its space, be what it is, okay? Not fighting it, you know, they say what you resist persists, okay? I'm not resisting it, it's letting it be, but I'm not expressing it. I don't need to give it out I don't need to dump it into the rest of the world. I'm just letting it flow through and come out the other side. Same thing with fear, same thing with any one of those emotions. You know, again, a lot of you guys are heartbroken, right? You got sadness, melancholy, right? And you think you're in depression. You think you need it to be medicated, okay? You don't need to be medicated. You just need to let this shit go. Because what you're doing is you're holding on to it. You're like, oh yes, it feels so good to hurt so bad, right? It's like when you fucking mess with a sore in your mouth and you just keep on touching, you're like, why the fuck do I keep on doing that? It's because you like the pain. It's because the pain makes you feel alive. I've talked about this a lot on my Instagram. Check it out if you haven't already, but the pain makes you feel alive, so you embrace the pain because it's something that makes you feel alive. That's why people cut themselves. Why do you think they do it? You think they do it just for attention? No, they're doing it because that pain makes them feel alive, okay? So when you're stuck in depression, as much as you feel like the life is being sucked out of you, you also contradictorily, there we go, you actually enjoy that pain. It actually makes you feel alive. And so you're sad, some girl broke up with you, you're pining over this girl, you're listening to sad songs on the radio. right? It's because you're keeping it inside of you, okay? Instead of letting it flow, let it flow through you, okay? You don't want that's the expression part of it, right? When you're holding on to these emotions, that's when you're expressing them, right? So you're holding on to anger, it looks like expressing that, right? It could look like repressing it, like bearing it down, and you're holding a grudge, but most of the time it's expressing. And so you have to, even when you're sad, when you're depressed, you have to be like, this is why I say feel the pain, keep on walking. It's like, okay, man, this hurt. Ooh, that stings, man. That stings, brah. All right, that stings. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll let it go, right? It's just like, I feel it. It stings. I get it. Yeah, it stings. All right, but it's going to go through me. It's going to pass through me, and I'll let it go. Okay, you know, I go through a lot of pain in life. I go through a lot of things, but life is about experiencing all these things. It's not repressing the emotions. It's not expressing the emotions. To be a man, what you need to be able to do is you need to process them. Okay, so you look at it and you say, hey, all right, this is what's going on. Another good way of thinking of this is that when you are basically expressing or repressing the emotions, what you're doing is it's like you become, right? So if you say, I am angry, okay, that means that you are in the midst of anger, okay? You are taking the identity like you are angry, okay? It's a totally different thing to say, I'm experiencing anger right now, okay? Think about how different that is. If I'm angry, I'm in it. I'm in the forest, okay? I can't see the trees because I'm in the forest. So I can't find my way out because everywhere I'm in the forest, I can't see above it, okay? But if I'm experiencing anger, now I'm not in the trees. I'm above the forest. I can see it, okay? I can see that, yeah, there's some anger down there. I'm experiencing anger, right? It's like I'm outside of my avatar, right? I can see down there, there's me being angry, and I can say, okay, look, here's the path out. Just turn left at that tree there, the anger will be gone, okay? And that's it. And then you're able to disconnect from that, but you've processed that, okay? So if you guys haven't signed up already, check out the Bulldog Mindset membership. I talk about a lot of stuff like this, help you grow as a man. You're getting a lot of value out of that. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe. And watch that video, okay? Next thing to do is watch the video on 3 levels of emotional mastery. I'm telling you guys, as a man, you have to learn this skill. Very, very important if you want to be successful in life, okay? To be able to get done what you want to get done and not let emotion derail you, because that's what derails us every time. And especially if you want to be successful with women. Women do not like emotional men. They're not attracted to emotional men that express their emotions. They are attracted to men who know how to process their emotions. Big difference. Go check out the videos. See you next time.